What's up, everybody? Oh, kind of frantically leaving to go to get this service light turned off, which is not a good place to be as far as like being a safe rider. I'm going to ride safe and keep speeds close to the speed limit, mostly because I don't even have plates on this bike yet because I just bought it. So going to get this service indicator light turned off, get any updates that need to be done on the motorcycle, which I've been told by the dealer that they've got to update the bike before they can turn the code off. So it's got to be up to date before they can turn the indicator light off. So all that's included. Ended up saving like $130 or something like that by going like 20 miles farther in another direction, because the closest dealer to me is about 35-40 minutes away, and this dealer's about an hour away, 55 minutes away or so. So we're gonna take a little trip here. Took half of a day off of work and to get this light turned off, and fingers crossed everything goes according to plan. A couple new things that I'm trying out here is, well, a couple things being 2 earplugs in my ears. You know, I just haven't been one of those people who was able to find some earplugs that would stay in, but there's so many options now, and I'm kind of been getting bombarded by these ads because my phone listens to me or whatever, but bombarded by these ads saying you need to get earplugs to protect your hearing, and that I've never not agreed with. I've just never been able to find ones that work, but I finally did. They weren't even that expensive. I'll leave a link in my description of all my videos moving forward, now that I'm using these earplugs. And I can tell you already, I can still hear myself. Can't really hear the motorcycle, but the wind noise and like all that loud white noise that's really at a decibel that's too high for you to do that for extended periods of time, which is why it's recommended that when you ride at high speeds especially that you wear earplugs. So here, look at me being responsible. We're just breaking down barriers. Before I got this motorcycle, I just never even considered a sport tourer. This bike even has some off-road capability, which, you know, we won't try out too heavily because that's just not something that I do. Not that I'm not interested. It's more of like to put in the correct amount of time and like the commitment to do it correctly. I just don't have all the other things I got going on. But yeah, we'll turn the camera on if I feel the need to. There are some pretty good vistas as we ride. So on our way out to the East Bay area in Concord, California. So come along with me. We'll get this light turned off, and hopefully everything looks good, sounds good on the motorcycle when we get there. All right, guys. Clean bill of health, everybody. Congratulations to me. And to the motorcycle, which has no name. And I don't usually name my motorcycles. My kids named named the Fat Bob Chubby Bobby, which was weird. And I named him Large Robert after a subscriber suggestion. Thank you very much. You know who you are. But yeah, clean bill of health. We're on our way back. Kind of a strange thing, and this is just for the benefit of you viewers out there who are curious. I don't have plates for this bike yet, and so I was a bit unsure as to how to pay the toll. You do have to pay a toll for motorcycles, so there's that. So I actually found the California, what do you call it, the Department of Transportation or whatever it might be, the toll site where you can pay in advance. It's for cars, so that was kind of strange. So I paid in advance. We'll see. I mean, there's no license plate. There's no way to identify the motorcycle. So I paid in advance, put the model and the year, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully, I don't get pulled over. Lots of cops on the way here, and no sign of any interest from them. You know, I ride pretty conservatively. It's not like I speed all over the place, and so, knock on wood, I think we are safe. But you know, I probably could have just rode through the toll booth, because you don't stop anymore, and just kind of and see what happens. But I, as a person, as a rule follower, sometimes it's annoying being a rule follower, but as a rule follower, I wanted to see if there's a way for me to pay it before, or some way to do that in order to, you know, to pay the toll like everyone else does. So, oh, I don't know, maybe I should have been over there. Oh, it doesn't matter. I paid in advance, so if they're gonna pull me over or something, get in trouble for that, I paid in advance. Anyway, clean bill of health. We no longer have any indicator here. Bike got the update, no fault codes, everything is hunky-dory. That's a saying that people use every now and again. So, man, it is a beautiful day. It is early March, or mid-March-ish, here in what is the East Bay in California. And man, it's got to be, it says it's 73 degrees out. There's a nice coastal breeze, which is what you feel out here most of the time, except for sometimes on some really hot summer days. But it is just gorgeous out here. We've got just a beautiful blue sky that we can see. And the reason why we went today and kind of at the last minute made an appointment was because it's supposed to be raining tomorrow, and it's supposed to rain for like 3 days. I wanted to get this done. You know, I changed the oil this weekend. You might see a video on that, or maybe you've already seen it posted on the channel. But this was the easiest oil change I've ever done on a motorcycle. The reason being is everything is super accessible. Once you take that skid plate off, which was kind of a debacle that maybe I'll mention on the oil change video, and if I don't, the whole thing is that the skid plate on this bike has screws that don't hold anything in. It's basically the screws that hold the skid plate together. I tried to take one of those out and the screw stripped, so I spent hours. I probably spent like 3 hours extracting the screw, only to find out that it wasn't actually like a retaining screw to hold the skid plate on. So that was a bummer. But other than that, once the skid plate was off, the filter is really accessible. The only thing I'll say that made things a little bit messy was the fact that when you're on the center stand, and maybe next time, because I do have a wheel chock, I'll just put it on the wheel chock and boost the preload all the way up, so I've got room underneath the motorcycle, instead of using the center stand, because the center stand is in the way of the drain plug. And so it kind of, I kind of made this, I cut open a soda can and made it so that it filtered into the drain pan, which was just kind of a pain. I did get some oil, but you know, I think that just happens when you're changing the oil. Anyway, the oil filter was in a really exposed place, which is really nice, which is another reason why it's a good idea. If not, all Multistrada should have a skid plate. You don't want all that stuff exposed, and also that covers some of the exhaust, I think. So yeah, super straightforward. The oil change in itself took like 45 minutes, you know, probably less than that, but to get the skid plate back on and everything, all of that super simple. And we're good for 7,500 miles. I did order the mesh oil filter that goes up in this compartment that we didn't have to change, because you're supposed to do that every other. So if you figure every other, you figure 7,500, 14,000 miles, or 15,000 miles. Change the mesh filter at 15,000, and then again at 30,000. But we were at the 22,500 oil change, and so the next time, if we make it that far, because I just don't ride my motorcycles that much, but after riding this bike on the highway and, you know, getting out into some really well, that's not beautiful, that's industrial, but that's beautiful on the other side. and riding this bike around the Bay Area, and how this bike commands the highway. I have never had a motorcycle, even the Super Duke, which the suspension was more tuned to sporty riding. It's a little tighter, and it wasn't as comfortable on the highway. Plus, when you're riding on the highway, you're in a pseudo tuck. It's not really a tuck on the Super Duke, but on the highway, with all this wind protection, we got the hand guards here. If we were to take a ride when it was a little bit cooler out, we also have grip warmers. So this bike is set for me to take longer rides, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to log it here on the channel so we take you guys along and see where the Multistrada, the Sport Tourer, takes us around Northern California. Never taken a ride up north to my sister's whose sister who lives in Redding, so I think that's in order. I've also been really anxious to ride this up and down the coast on Highway 101? Highway 1? Anyway, the Coastal Highway, which is beautiful and has all these windy turns. Obviously, we want to take it out to Berryessa, which is the closest windy highway to my area, which takes 25 minutes to get there, which is not bad. So yeah, all of these things, I am so excited to take this bike on adventures. Maybe a little bit off-road, so we'll see. But I'm glad you guys are along for the ride. I appreciate you guys watching this video. If you enjoyed yourself, if you learned something new, make sure you hit that thumbs up down there, which is the like button. And if you haven't already, smash that subscribe button. Everybody, if you're out there riding, please be safe. Be kind to one another. My name is Eric. I'm that one guy, and I am out.